Well, hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the video. Today I'm in Glendalough in County Wicklow on the east coast of Ireland. Beautiful part of the country. Going to run around here, try and get a few shots of the lake and maybe of the monastery. And stick around, have a look, see what I get. But like I briefly said in the intro, Glendalough is a beautiful setting in Wicklow on the east coast of Ireland. And the name Glendalough is basically the glen of the two lakes in English. Well, Glendalough is obviously the Irish name or the Celtic name first. And as the name suggests, there's two lakes. There's a lower and the upper lake. Now today, I'm really just wandering around the lower. I've wandered around the lower lake and I've come here behind me here is the upper lake, start of the upper lake trail. But unfortunately, I don't have the time to do the whole trail. It's about 4 or 5 hours of a loop, much as I would like to. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. But in the valley here, there's also monastic ruins dating back hundreds of years, which consists of obviously ruined churches and an old abbey and a beautiful round tower. So they're just really stunning to see. And the lake is joined, the two lakes are obviously joined by rivers. River coming into it, a little waterfall coming into it, and then the two lakes joined by a river from the upper to the lower lake. And there's a beautiful boardwalk where you can walk between the two. The forestry around here is gorgeous. It's all like a mix of pine and deciduous. And on a day like today, on the end of autumn, there's still a bit of brown and a bit of colour in the leaves, and it's really, 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 really great. And I'm here in winter, obviously. I'm here on start of December, so it's quite like this is a major tourist attraction in Ireland. So it'll generally be thronged with visitors. And it's not too bad today, so I'm going to keep going, get a few shots. Let's see what we get. Well, it's about midday, about 12 o'clock, half 12, and you can see the light. It's just the edge of the valley here, the end of the valley, and it's not lighting up the little stream coming in. I was kind of hoping it would get there to light it up so I could get a shot of the stream in a bit of light. But I think this is kind of as high as the sun's going to get. So the sun's over here, kind of behind the camera, and it is winter time now, so I don't think it's going to get much higher in the sky. It's just going to move around, and this light will move around the valley. But it's still lovely and calm. Really, really nice. And there's some little wispy clouds floating in here. So I'm just taking a few handheld shots with a long lens and seeing how they turn out. But yeah, in the winter here, I don't know whether that valley, the end of the valley, is going to get the light it needs, probably in the summer months. But in saying that, it's still fantastic. Fantastic light on the hills here. Lovely contrast. And it's just a really, really peaceful setting. Looking across the lake here, obviously down again towards the river coming down from the mountains. Super bright day, very blue sky. So I just made the most of the little white fluffy cloud that was floating across the sky. And I thought a black and white really suited the image here. And I think it works quite well. I'm really liking this scene here behind me with the bench overlooking looking down the valley at the waterfall coming into the lake. It's cracking, and I've kind of framed it up here. As you can see, I'm using tree on the right as a obviously as a framing device, but I like the root system at the bottom, root system here at the bottom of the tree. And then you've got these 2 or 3 other little trees here, a little leading line in towards the river coming into the valley, and then you've got lovely light. So yeah, I took a few shots there focusing in on the waterfall, and then I also took a set focusing in on the bench, and I'll decide which one is best. But yeah, it's a pretty little setting and pretty little view, so hopefully that turned out well. Well, I think this is a nice composition. I liked the trees on the left of frame and where the bench is on the kind of lower thirds and the left-hand third, and then lovely framed by the tree on the right and looking down across the lake towards the little river coming through the valley. So yeah, nice composition. Maybe a bit more light in the foreground would be nice. Okay, so I still have these trees here, these three trees leading into the into the lake and into the valley, and I just love the root system that's going on all the way along the beach, along the shoreline here, and you've got the 1, 2, 3 trees, and then obviously the lake and the waterfall in the distance, and it's currently kind of in between the two trees here. You can just see, when I say waterfall, the river running into the lake. So I'm trying to frame this up. Obviously, I'm going to have to go portrait, and I'm trying to decide how much foreground I want, how much do I really want to show these roots and the root system and less sky. And I think I will show more roots and less sky. So it's obviously very dark in here, in this area here. It's extremely dark, but that's fine. I'm going to expose for the shadows here, I think, and see what I get. But yeah, I really like this. So hopefully this turns out well. If it does, I'll throw it up on the screen. Well, I went with a square crop here on the trees, and I like the way it shows the network of roots weaving in and out of the trees. And again, you can see the river in the background through the branches. So yeah, pleased with that. Well, for anyone who's made it this far in the video, thanks a million. And, please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything, and it'll put a big smile on my face. And to any of my subscribers watching, I just wanted to say a big thank you. I just recently hit the 1,000 subs mark, so that's a huge big deal for me. So thanks a million, guys, for everyone subscribing. Anyway, I'll keep walking here along the lower lake. Lovely bank of trees behind me here, I'll show you. So hopefully you can see it there. Obviously you've got this big tall green evergreen here on the left, and then there's other deciduous with the leaves off, and I love the stone wall that's at the bottom of it. So yeah, just took a shot and experimented, just obviously centering on the wall and keeping the green tree on the left of frame and the other deciduous on the right of frame. And then I kind of took a shot where I just left the green evergreen on the left of frame, and then left a little bit of a gap on the right of frame here to just show the water. So I kind of like that one in the viewfinder. Right away, hopefully they turn out well. Happy with how this turned out. I really like this row of trees, and I think there's some nice colours going on there. Lovely kind of hues of red, and then you've obviously got the big conifer on the left of frame kind of towering over them, and I think it balances it out nicely. Maybe it's a bit hard to a bit of separation from the trees in the background would have been a little bit better, but no, overall I'm pleased with that image. I really love the stones at the bottom of the trees. So I'm liking this pair of trees here, this yellow tree and the one behind it. It's catching the light here, lovely. So grabbing a few quick shots and hopefully get a nice autumnal vibe to it. Yeah, looks lovely. Very simple image this, just really wanted to focus on the yellow of the leaves and the trees and the little hues of red on the trees behind, and I quite like it. And I obviously like the backgrounds going on there with the water, and then just the forest fading off into the distance. So yeah, it's a nice little shot. Just a lovely view across these grass reeds, and the light is lighting up the other far end of the valley. Obviously I'm in the shadow here. So yeah, took a few shots of this wide, and I think it might make for a nice composition. So we'll see how that turns out, okay? Well, this is probably my favourite image from the day. Obviously, on the boardwalk, I was looking down the valley and this light was streaming over the mountains, lighting up the valley on the right-hand side. So I think it makes for a lovely composition and I like, shooting from the dark, from the shadows into the light. And yeah, I think it's a very pleasing shot and I'm quite happy with that one. Well, here I'm in the monastic city here in Glendalough, and you've got the beautiful ruins of a church and tower in the background and a graveyard here now. It's quite dark, it's early in the morning. The light's not hitting the buildings yet. I can see it on the valley behind me on the far side. So I might take one or two shots here, but I think I'll come back here later on and see can I catch some light on the buildings. I've just popped in now because it's so early in the morning. There's no people here, and I would have been, primed to get a few shots now without people busting around. But I'll take a few and then I'll probably come back. Well, I'm inside the ruins of an old abbey here near the round tower, and yeah, it's just cracking. It's so calm and peaceful here this morning. It's really, really beautiful, and this ruins is just fantastic. I love this arch, the end, and then you've got these arches here on both sides, kind of obviously forming an arch, but where the roof used to be. But I took a few shots there from kind of further back and a bit up closer, and I did multiple exposures because obviously there's a lot of dynamic range here between the early morning, it's quite dark and there's a lot of shadows, and then highlights from the sunrise at the background here. So I might have to exposure blend them somewhat, but yeah, I just think it's really, really, really stunning, and I love the stonework here. It's just fantastic. The colours on it are beautiful. There's lovely browns and pinky kind of stone, and in the morning light it just looks really, really nice. So hopefully one or two of those shots come out well, and if so, I'll throw them up on the screen. Well, I really, really like this image here. I loved the Abbey. As I said in the video, I really was drawn to the browns and the orange colours going on. So, I tried to emphasize them in the edit here a little bit. But overall, yeah, quite happy with this image. Now, I like this shot here of the tower. So I'm taking it from just behind the stone wall here. And I'm getting some interesting foreground in the image. So, yeah, I'm going to take a few different exposures here. Obviously, I'll have it on a timer, on a 2-second timer, just to give me some stability. But yeah, this is such a great location. Really, really nice. This graveyard is beautiful. But like I said, it is very dark yet because the light hasn't hit it. But I'm kind of in two minds whether to spend too long here and try and get these shots now, because the car park's just opened up here. It's about 9:30 in the morning and not all the visitors are rocking in. And this is going to be really, really busy in probably the next 15-20 minutes. So if I come back here with the lights hitting it, I mightn't get so many good shots. So just I'll take a few shots, keep going. Not hugely happy with how this turned out. I think the mid ground is a bit distracting. There's a bit too much going on, and it kind of, yeah, the foreground wasn't as interesting as I thought. So overall, it's only okay. Well, that's it from me here in beautiful Glendalough. I really, really hope you enjoyed the video and I got some decent shots and you got to see around the place. It's a fantastic spot. If you're ever coming here, I recommend a sunny Tuesday in December, because you'll have the place to yourself. It was very quiet today, But anywho, look, thanks a million again for watching. If you liked the video, well, hit a like. If you have any questions, drop a comment, and please consider subscribing to the channel. It would be fantastic. And my next video will be out in about a week or two. And until then, maybe you'll check out my last outing to Wicklow when I went to a fantastic reservoir and got some amazing foggy conditions. So I'll put that up on the screen somewhere here. Until next time, bye bye.